that for Olamide, the first time I met him was when he came with Tony Payne. Tony Payne is one of
Tony
the
Payne,
top
yeah.
managers at the time, and
She used to manage
there was a
nice.
guy called Adol at the time. But
Oh, wow.
before that time, I heard the song Enuduru. And I think
Right.
the intriguing part for me was someone who made a record that he showed a video and he changed all his outfits
And
for every verse that he did. And I think for me, that was even at the time to think like that and make a great video like that and do a song that was unapologetically, out of this world. And when it was just the right time for me to say, I think this guy has got something. And then since then, aside the fact that the music, brought us together, the Vision 2 did, and also the fact that we had a great working relationship as well.
yeah. You know what? Now you've just said it, and obviously to those people listening or watching, wherever, however you're consuming this what's it called? Should I call it content? I guess it's interesting because by the way, I like organic stuff. Do you know what I mean? If you notice, I've just gone straight into the interview, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, who is he talking to? But that's not true. Not a lot of people would say that. Because if you're really part of the culture, you surely know who I'm talking to. You surely know I'm talking to. Like I said earlier, because there's some people that do skip, when they watch stuff or listen to stuff. And I know the trick, so I know how to get you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat what he said. Now, first of all, he's one of the most integral part of the so-called Afrobeats.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like one of the
I
most...
don't even like that with the S.
I know.
But I mean, let's put it like that.
I call it Nigerian music. I will just speak for myself. The reason I
I'd
say
rather just call it Nigerian music.
I call it Nigerian music.
I feel like it's a genre that was created by a bunch of guys, and shout out to whoever who's a custodian of whatever it is. They just thought, how do I sell this to the paymasters? And then, where do I put this? Now, the paymasters, for some reason, you're thinking, I mean, I like this sound. I would have loved if every single thing about that genre is linked to Afrobeat. Afrobeat is Afrobeat. However we want to now coin it, cannot mean, but the fact also remains that I'm not really a fan of it with the S. I just feel like it's just a genre created to satisfy certain people who decided to think, who didn't have a better understanding of what he was. But I'll just call it Nigerian music.
I'm so happy because I have tweets to back this up. They attack me when I say this. I literally call it, oh, thank God there's proof. I'm like, well, guys, I don't know about you, but I call this Nigerian music or Nigerian music.
It's Nigerian
Oh,
music.
no, but, you're da-da-da. And I'm like, I get it. It's paying you. Because you're getting money from this, you're scared that the more I push this agenda, your money would, it would dry up. I'm like, no. The people that really want to make money off this genre have made, and they'll keep making it because we know a lot of people are going to pander to that.
But that's why you see the misconception of, I feel is music can be done by anybody. I mean, we do amapiano as well in Nigeria, and it's a type of genre that is, related to South Africans, and which they own it, they enjoy it, and they embody it, and they're not going to change it for nobody. But it got to a point now. Then we're starting to explain, or some people are starting to disconnect from that box, and then they're trying to identify themselves as, oh, I'm making music. Which is it is the right thing for them because they all make you. It means I can make any type of music, But I also realize that the reason why sometimes you see, we complain, the award is given to somebody else, and then we complain, the music's identified wrongly, is because we also have to take a cue from what South Africans are doing. Their sound is their sound. They own it, and they will tell you that even if you make that song, this is the way to do it.
Facts.
Ownership. And they own it.
Yeah, that's ownership.
But the thing is, they could do that because of that genre has got an identity that is respected, and also they guard it jealously. Now, it's not for it to be built just to make money for a few or to grow a certain type of community or whatever it is. But the fact also remains that I enjoy the fact that it has blossomed. It has put everybody on the map. People people are still growing from it. And however I just feel like the reason because why it got into that position of confusion is because we didn't properly define.
Absolutely.
You know, it was just made out of rush, and then we just put everybody in the same box. And then sometimes you can make a song that is that, but sometimes what are the companies that make it that?
Absolutely.
And that's the part I feel like we'll not be able to identify.
You know what? And it's so interesting because what you've just said has just opened another conversation for me, which I really am happy about. Because I'll be honest, guys, I genuinely thought I was gonna, how do I put this? Now, when I speak to people that are not Londoners, I guess maybe you, of course, you've been here so many times, so you already know how Londoners, we don't know how to hide the truth sometimes. Like, generally, I like to have conversations where it's not necessarily like you're putting anyone or anything down. It's just you saying the truth and how you feel about it. And the truth is, we have no gatekeepers in Afrobeats. We have no gatekeepers, right? Everyone has this idea of, let's just open our doors and tell people everyone is welcome, because the more we do it, it seems like we're progressive. And I love the fact you just mentioned what South Africans do. They own their stuff. And once you hear it, you even know the difference. You know, I'm a pianist from South Africa. The one I'm hearing that.
To be honest, I feel like gatekeepers are good. But gatekeepers have to have an understanding that whatever is good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah.
I think the type of gatekeepers we had over the years, recently, is it only pays off when you've made it.
Oh yeah, those are not the gatekeepers.
I don't respect gatekeepers who they were not part of homegrown talents, and almost like it was popular, was hot, and that's where they jump on it. Absolutely. Now, the thing is, let me go back home, because the truth is that's where the soil is. That's where the water is. And see, the soil means not because you have to be in Nigeria. It means that you understand the dynamics of how we make our music and how we need to progress and move to the next level. Nigerians are completely different when it comes to the music and how we embody it. We might not be the biggest spenders when it comes to with streaming music and everything, but the thing is, when it comes to Nigerians and how we are in any part of the world, we have this power of talkability. We talk about certain things and it grows. Now, gatekeepers are great and they're good, but gatekeepers that only it depends on what you're pushing. But I also feel like a gatekeeper should open the doors straight from the scratch. Facts. Homegrown all the way up. The Burners, the Wiz, the David, the Tiwas, the Ashakers, if we're all at some point, I don't call them, I don't like using the word upcoming. They were onboarding young and rising stars at the time, but they were given a shot.
Absolutely.
And all that. And not because it's easier now because people get bigger and think, everybody's got a chance. Because that's why, if you notice, there is a limit to the younger stars and homegrown stars. You see them, you can see 10 in a year. But now you can just see 1, 2 in a year. And then at the end of the day, you see the music doesn't stand the test of time.
Absolutely.
Well, I can understand that when it comes to attention span and how we listen to music is a lot different now. But the truth is, then it was a lot more than that. So I think it's great to have gatekeepers, but it's where you're spreading your tentacles. Absolutely. How far are you going with that? Yeah. Are you jumping on what's just hot? Yeah. Or you're jumping on what you think can be hot, and then you are part of that journey. Where with me, I mean, to be honest, that has been my goal from day one. From Adekunle Gold, he has a story to tell. Yeah. Kiss Daniel. I don't think anybody has that same story to tell, the kind of stories that I had with people like this. Absolutely. I can go back and make references to it.
And that's something I really want to touch on. And that's why, like I said again, the idea is to tie everything together. I love the fact that you've mentioned homegrown. And earlier I said, and I can see the reason why you kind of locked in with Olamide. You guys have similar traits more than you know. And I'll say why I think there's similar traits. So with Olamide, he has this thing where he wants to see people grow. Yeah. That's a beautiful attribute to have. That's an amazing trait. Amazing. And I've seen that with you over the years. Yeah. Really, even on radio and even when you do MCing or you're hosting, you have this thing about yourself where it's not just about you. And that's the reason why you've been able to be in the industry. Till today, you're still in it. Not because you were jumping on trends and, oh yeah, let me make sure that guy is looking like he's on the blow up. You're not acting like the stock exchange, And I love the fact that you even said something really, 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 really important, which is gatekeeper. Like I mentioned gatekeepers. What I'm talking about when I say gatekeepers, I'm talking about quality control. I'm not talking about people saying, oh, you make Afrobeat, oh, close door, but I like you. I know your auntie, I know your uncle, so you come in. No. Okay. I'm talking about quality control. And I think, again, not because you're here, I've said that to the people I speak to about Afrobeats, because I genuinely started with the genre in the sense where I'm talking 99, 2000. I remember where I was when I heard certain tunes in 2001. I remember where I was. I remember certain songs I heard because they were tied to a situation, or my sister's is getting her hair braided and a song is playing in the background and stuff like that. And I love the fact that not just only have you, over the years, you've seen a lot of stars come and go. When I say come and go, I don't mean in a bad way, but generally he has seen they've gone up and, and it's just that we're now in a place where everyone wants to be important. And I'm not saying people can't be important, but there's certain things in life we need to know our positions and our roles.
I understand. I mean, we can't knock that off because these days, I think we have a lot more people without substance who are popular now. But that's the thing. You can't. The world is transitioning pretty fast, and people are very open to quick clicks. People's attention span needs to be watered at all times because that way, so everybody wants to put their best foot forward, or not the best foot forward. Everybody wants to put the first garbage forward, and because we're open-minded, but we're not. We also have discarded knowledge or a level of intelligence or so much that we focus on so many. I mean, that's how the world is now. We can't knock that off.
Can I just say?
But we can't knock off the fact that I think, substance. Yeah. So if we could say nowadays we have a lot of things that are popular without substance.
So they're not going to last. Yeah,
absolutely. And then we don't have a lot of things that are going to last the test of time. There's no longevity. If you come to music, same thing. Content creation, you laugh about it in 3 minutes or maybe, and then you move on to the next one. And that's how the world is. But now I understand the point of view where you can't really, we don't want people coming up and then it's not still the whole place littered with things without, substance and no knowledge added to it. So I completely understand where you're coming from on that. And when you talk about quality control, is we also have, as much as we're growing our own space and the entertainment space especially, we also have to be, apart from the fact that we embrace it because we're Nigerians, we also have to keep embracing it because not just because it's good to, but because it also puts us in a good place.
Facts.
Aside everything else, music is working. It's the only thing I've seen. It's not even working the way it should. Because based on structure and the monetization, it's not favorable for everybody. Absolutely. But we also need to understand at the end of the day, we also need to give that space more opening to other people for them to be able to foster.
I think now this is the bit where I would like to take it, not necessarily to the start, because a lot of people, I always assume that, I'm not giving just credit to myself, but I always assume whoever I speak to, the people watching or listening should know a little bit more. Don't want to be a thing where, tell us how you grew up. That's not important. Do you know what I mean? That's really not important. What's more important for me is what got you on this journey, as in radio journey.
The journey is, I always say this, I owe it to my dad because my dad, a civil engineer, retired, and I was from a completely liberal home, very easy home, and mom was very spiritual and religious. Daddy wasn't at all. And a boy from Ondo who the first thing that comes to your mind in all the conversation is how you want to get an education.
Facts.
Shout out to Ondo and the Kitty people. They'll tell you, like, have all the money in the world, you must get an education. Yeah. And I think what shaped me is I grew up with a dad who completely thought, you can't have conversation without having the right information.
Absolutely.
Because my daddy had an idea of every single thing when it comes to football, entertainment, politics. and it will make references to things that happen in Israel, things that happen in Egypt, things that happen in other countries,
I like
you
that.
know. And then you could tell that I was from a background where he read newspapers a lot.
Okay.
And my dad doesn't watch a lot of TV, but he'll watch specific shows on TV. For example, there's a show they called then, years ago, they call it Feyi Kogbon. What it means, you watch, the meaning in Yoruba means that, you know, watch this and learn.
And
And it was just
attain
short plays that tell you about respect, about life,
morals
about,
and
you know,
stuff.
that just molded me to be who I am. You know, so then he unknowingly just thought, you know, I'll be buying you transistor radios because there's never power at home. And then because I just tuned in, and then I started to listen. The first shows, the bigger I used to listen to then was, you know, Voice of America by a guy called Shaka Sali. Then I knew a lot of news about what's going on around the world sometimes, and I realized I should sleep and go to bed with it. But now, he didn't realize it was shaping me. So it was easier for me to just say, you know what, I'm doing my jam now. What you guys call SATs.
That's GCSEs for us. You know what I mean? Getting into uni
and
stuff
then
like that.
I just said, you know what, I want to do mass communication. And the reason's because I watched the best of the best at the time. Likes of Frank Olize, rest in peace, Inka Craig, Sadiq Daba, you know, and then coming back to radio, likes of Dan Foster, Olisa Adibois. There were likes of Emeka Odigbo. Those guys were popular on AM radio at the time, you know. So, and I just felt like this is it for me. And that kicked in, and, you know, and I used to like a guy who had a crazy character on radio, Howard Stern.
Oh, Howard Stern is a legend. That's
you know,
a legend.
And I'm like, it's unconventional radio or whatever you call that.
Shout out to Howard Stern. This is the first podcaster.
Yeah.
At that time, no one knew as
crazy.
it was called a podcast.
And then it was, he said, you know, this is it. And shout out to like the Big Boy too.
Yeah, Big Boy.
And then I just said, you know, and I just said, you know what, this is what I want to do. And it kicked it for me. But I think it just worked because my daddy unknowingly was pushing me in that direction. And I just found favor in it because I loved it. Then he noticed that every time I'm going to bed, I have a transistor radio beside me, whether there's power or not.
I like it.
Sometimes I have to chew the batteries and put it back in, and then it kicks up again and everything. So that just completely shaped me. And then when I went to school, I said mass communication. I was in an art class. I went to university, and that's what I started in school. But now the only breakthrough for me then was, okay, I love the entertainment space. The first thing I did to break into it was dance. Right. Because I used to watch shows like with Robson. He was one of the popular dancers then. And I used to watch it back, and I'm like, well, you know what, I want to be like this guy. And, you know, all respect to Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake. And then I said, you know what? Then dancing was my window into whatever I'm doing right now. My first love was dance. I used to listen to but dance was the one that paved the way for me, that opened that door into that space. It didn't work. I quit dancing at the time because I felt like it was not respected at the time. People don't pay money for it. It's a thing now, but then people don't really pay money for it. Shout out to Kathy who took me through. And then right now, dance for me, I enjoy doing it. When I started Hype, I mixed it together and just made it larger than life. So
that's dope, man. You know, it's like he's saying these things, the bits that I can't really relate to are the bits that, of course, are your home stories, your dad, of course, I wasn't there, you know what I mean? But everything else I could just understand because I used to dance myself as well. So even till today, people are like, I know him for dance. Some people are like, no, I know him for football. It's like the two different worlds for me. So it's like, and it's interesting. And now, obviously, varying off from how you got to that space, now you're in this space. Like I said earlier, we have people that do kind of do that thing online where they skip, and I don't want them to miss certain things. Now, I want to go into the fact that then how and when did you realize that, okay, I'm on radio now, and I think it's time for me to start opening doors for new artists? Because there's so many artists that I think maybe you're not aware of. You were the first to like give them a platform. Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't even take that credit because we had likes of J.A.J. There's a guy called J.A.J. He has the longest lasting radio show called Top 7 Jams at 7.
Oh, wow.
credit to likes of Steve the Sleek Cattery.
Okay.
He was a guy who started what they call the, social commentary on where you come, you back and now talk about music, and then you tell everybody and give them ample knowledge on what the music is about, who's doing it, how. And he was known for that, but he passed. So rest in peace. And there were so many guys. Now, what I think I did was I was one of the youngest guys who I wanted to change the form of how radio is. I felt radio, they used to think people with good voices were not good looking, or people with good voices cannot be personalities that run the red carpet or they're seen out there. And I was one of the few guys who felt you could take radio. Radio is not just you having a great voice, which is great, but I wanted to be larger than life.
Absolutely.
And then it means like you're coming to a space and then you're coming to see someone who adds value to your music or your craft. So it's seen as, if I'm going to sit with DOTUN, this is going to give me a lot of value, even being in the same room with him.
Absolutely.
And that's what I wanted to build for myself. And that's what a lot of young people started to see now and saying, oh, you know what? I just don't want to be that guy on the radio with the voice. I want to be more than that.
Absolutely.
And then that's why I would say where the real A&R started, because then we listen to your music. Then, it was a gift for me, which is still this day, because I don't do radio anymore. I did it for 20 years, but the power to say this would work.
Yeah.
Or I could say this guy, Ruger, can team up with Buju and it will work. Olamide can do a record with Ira Star. You might never see it coming, but it will work. Yeah. As a matter of fact, just imagine you had Burna, outside what's going on right now, but imagine Burna Boy do a record with Brymo.
Ooh, that was slap.
So then that was, as a matter of fact, it was one of the things that I enjoyed with when I still was talking about the music, when I was rolling with the likes of YBNL. They were very decent, open-minded people. In the room, we can just decide and say, this record is going. So that for me was one of the things I changed for a lot of people, where it became a thing where someone is making a record and you can reference me. Like Vector, Olamide referenced me on a song. Tons of people like that. Now, the thing is, because it just felt good. I wanted to have people to be on radio and you were still not faceless. I know.
And you know what? It's interesting because I can see your influence in a lot of, should I call them OAPs, personalities and stuff like that. Shout out to my bro, Shea Banks.
Okay, so
Shea Banks was on my pod as well.
But I know a lot of people have told me that.
Shout out to my bro.
When I listen to him on the radio, I just see, and it's nice you pointed that out. Yeah. But I think Shea Banks also have grown himself through all the odds. He started as a music shuttler at the radio station, and then he grew into, but I can see sometimes people say, oh, he looks like, maybe.
No, I'll be honest with you. I've said that multiple times. I'm like, I can see it. And the thing as well is, and I love the fact that you're so humble. I know Nigerians struggle with the meaning of humility. Humility isn't staying quiet. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's not humility. Humility is you accepting that I'm this, but it's not just me. That's humility. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not I'm saying. So I appreciate the humility. There's so many people these days who take credit for what they didn't do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For example, people who are homegrown and then they grow through the real, work of people who have given everything to it.
Absolutely.
And then somebody's jacks it and makes it seem like they started it. No, I didn't start. See, there was a time there was only a chart show. Now we have the Billboard Top 100. Yes. We have all the, UK pop charts. We have there was an only chart in Nigeria at the time called the Yellow Top 10.
Oh yeah, I remember Yellow Top 10.
It was sponsored by MTN. And then we didn't have phones. We didn't have, it was no way. The only way you could send music is via emails. The first app that came at the time that everybody jumped on was Facebook. Now, but the first question is, how were we sharing music at that time? So, but the thing is, we have people who had, We have people who were music gatekeepers in the United States and in the UK. There was a guy they called Tom Rounds.
Tom Rounds.
So rest in peace. I mean, I know a lot of people who are passed now on that.
I know.
And that's how we could share music. So what I do is then I take a yellow top 10 collated by me and voiced by the legend Olisa Adiboah. Now, Olisa that was the only chart show in Nigeria where it goes to 13 states. Now, if your song is on that chart, that means you're... So Olisa opened that door where you don't have to be hot. You can, you don't have to be popular. But you made a great song, and then you could make the chart. And this chart had likes of Kel. Kel was one of the best rappers at the time. Wow, all right.
Yes.
This same chart was a chart that blew likes of Jeremiah Gang, who did a song called Nabaka. And it was only in 13 states. So, and it was a syndicated show. The only way we could get that was we were exchanging that content with Rick D's because we also wanted to put charts from outside the world so we can merge, and that's how we got on radio as syndicated shows. That's how we could exchange music. And then they had what they call the Pop Express that they sent to us in very sophisticated CDs, and then they will have to check a lot of Nigerian songs. The only guys that made it on the Pop Express that had the song Branch Out was Ice Prince Oleku and African Queen by Two-Face. So when they send us the CD, so you can see songs from like, you can see big songs from like Usher, Jennifer Lopez on the CD, and then you just see one Nigerian song there, and then not everybody makes the cut. Or these guys are the ones who go to radio stations and then say, or go to music outlets and say, we have some guys in Africa, but we were the ones. So they used to pay me. I think then they paid me $100, so I had to take it through MoneyGram.
Right.
Yeah, just to make sure I could collect that. Yeah. So that's how we were doing it. It was the only chart show called Yellow Top 10. So why would I say to myself that I did that? No. Olisa was one of the few guys who broke Nigerian artists like this. The first time I ever saw P Square in their real form. Not now. P Square in their real form, like raw. So then I saw a lot of musicians in their raw form, Olumente to, think of anybody you want to mention.
In their humble
real form.
In the humble,
do you know what I'm saying? And then, but because those things, your song is hot. Let's say Gongwaso was sent to us on a CD that was written Gongwaso Nice on a marker. That's a CD. There was it had no
cover art, nothing.
It was put in the CD and sent. And then what we had to do is, for us to pass the music to other places, we have to now, duplicate the CDs and send to all the radio stations.
You have to burn them.
So I'm not going to say right now, we're all talking about the culture and everything, but to be honest, we got to give respect to those
people that actually put in the
and that's why I'm not a big fan of ageism when people already discard what they think were. People just put people in the box and think, because these guys have done it then and it doesn't make sense anymore. No. But don't you remember that Thames won a Grammy and the song she won a Grammy with is almost 20 years old.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then you could have said, those guys are... Now, this day that we realize a lot of Nigerian musicians, they sample music from the old.
Yeah, of course they have to.
Exactly.
So it's all exhaustive. You know what I mean? It's exhausting.
And that's it for me. So for me personally, you went to Shay Banks. Shay Banks he was there, saw the growth. He's there. And if he takes a shot on the radio, he's doing good. I mean, for me, I have a lot of respect for anybody doing what they're doing and doing it right. Absolutely. Sometimes people want to butt heads and say, it's like a clone. Like, I don't care. I like when people maybe take a cue for what I've done, do it their own way. And I'm grateful for that.
Because that's a compliment.
That's a legacy.
It's a compliment. It's a compliment for someone to see you
I don't really like to buy. I know when people say that, I understand. But there's so many young cats also that took from Olisa. I learned from Olisa. I learned from Daddy Freeze and likes of Dan Foster, all these guys,
And you know what's interesting? I love the fact that you made mention of something I really want to go back to. I would say, not go back to, but really touch more on, really. It's the YBNL, the faction, the YBNL group. Talk more about, your relationship with Olamide in itself, because obviously he's in a different sphere, you're in a different sphere at the moment, and that's it happens in life. I mean, people grow and they know. This is the problem, right? Because people don't see stuff on the internet, they think, oh, it's stopped, and that's crazy.
Olamide and I still have conversations on Snapchat.
Absolutely.
Olamide is a very private guy.
Very.
He wants to. Olamide. So there was a time he was the one that told me. We were just recently, which I think was last month, and we were talking about the word neurodivergent. And then I realized that I said, "Oh, I think I'm like that." And he said, "Oh yeah, he thinks it's like that too." So I'm like, "Okay." And then it was the guy who gave me the word that he posted it on his Snapchat. And I'm like, "Okay, so this word I checked it. I'm like neurodivergent. Oh, that means we just want to be fine.
Yeah.
We can't do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
We might be there and pulling things off, but just to tell you that relationship never ended.
I know.
It might be a work relationship.
Yeah.
For example, I don't even know when this podcast will drop. I might be even coming to London for his November show. You never know.
Absolutely.
I remember I have a video of me at the last Asake show, and then I was with my girl, and she said. Then I said, "Oh, is Olamide not coming out?" But the thing is, the video made me. I came out. I was screaming like a child. Oh, Olamide!
Yeah, but
so
it's crazy.
Listen, it's beyond the music.
Yes, yes.
Everybody can jump on what's hot now, but you see, the kind of friendship Olamide and I have is different.
It's dope because I enjoyed watching. Okay, I don't want to use the word nerd, but there was a time in life, right? I used to go on YouTube and I used to just scour for Nigerian music content. Yeah. That's just what I love doing because I've always liked music. I DJ and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And there's one time, there's a video I'll never forget. I think it was either you guys were in America or somewhere. You guys were rehearsing. Olamide was rehearsing. And
with the composers.
Yeah, and your vibe.
Because
it was your vibe that got me to watch the video to the end,
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you guys.
I don't think anybody can host Olamide show better than I can.
Facts.
I don't think anybody can pull off or hold or be. I would tell you I'm the biggest hype man ever because I feel like I watch a lot of people do their thing, right? But I took a lot of cue from likes of. You see how Split Star is with Busta Rhymes, how Memphis Bleak is to be with Jay-Z. That's the way I play it out in my mind. Yeah. I don't think so. I see. So when people say, I like the fact that when you think things, people don't see, you think things have really stopped. No,
but if not, it's just online.
His album launched recently. I got invited, and then people were like, "Oh yeah, because we're cool."
Yeah,
it's beyond work, and it's beyond just music. It's a lot more. We saw our pain. We saw so many things, but we have a lot of mutual respect for each other, right?
Absolutely.
Another guy that had always been there. We have a good relationship and friendship with the music. We talk about every single thing. Is Adekunle Go. And then when he says it everywhere it goes too, there's a reason why. I think some people didn't even watch. If you have time, we're gonna watch Taya Ino's. I think he did a travel vlog with Adekunle Go, and when he referenced me, and then some people call me and said, "Listen, you guys only consume what is now."
Yeah.
And then you let things fly over your head. I'm still doing what I'm doing till this day, and I'm happy doing it. I just don't want to do it the way everybody's doing it. It's okay for me to do it differently. So, he's on YouTube. Check out how I brought Olamide out in London, and it was shout out to White Starlight. That's another person I respect, and she was in the crowd, and she was asking me, "I was like, listen, it happens when it happens." And the thing is, we also have to understand that everybody grows, right? So. It's a great friendship, and he knows. I mean, the baddest guy ever lived an album. I still had the best intro for any album ever.
Yeah,
you can reference this evergreen. He would play that 100 years to come.
Of course,
and it's going to slap.
That's profound.
I just rather want to have a great friendship, and then when business and it comes, it clicks. I think Olamide is just like, oh. I respect this man. I was looking, bro, I respect it. We talk. So no, just randomly.
I know. I can imagine. No, for me, because obviously I'm an adult and I know a lot of things don't happen online because people think they actually live on the internet.
Absolutely.
So if it's not happening on the internet, it's not happening
Exactly.
at all. And you're like, that's not how the world works.
No, it
Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And one thing as well that you said, and I love the fact that you were there with when the YBNL, should I say, group was being formed, and you still have lasting relationships with a lot of them, which is always great. One key thing as well is you not only were you part of the, should I say, the explosion of what we call the Afrobeats, but I call Nigerian music, is I want your, should I say, more of like expert opinion on what you think about the state of the genre.
It still goes back to the first thing that I said. I feel like the genre needs to, is doing the work that he's doing, and it is growing. I just feel it needs to be properly defined.
Absolutely.
And the identity needs to be, as much as we carry it along, I think we need to carry it in our hearts, and you know, as much as you're doing it, just be proud of you doing it.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's why I feel sometimes it might seem like there's an identity crisis, or people try to identify with it the way they should and embody it and, you know, do it. But I think we've done a great job with it.
Yeah.
The good thing is there was a time nobody knew where their money was going. You know, people were just making music, and then they didn't understand the business side of it. I think with the advent of this, it has opened people's hearts to, oh, I think my music can go farther than where it is. You know, there's nothing that's happening right now that's new.
Absolutely. Maybe to the
about
10-year-olds and the 11-year-olds.
King Sonny Ade had a Grammy nomination in the 80s, you know, and
it's toured around the world.
Exactly. Seun Kuti had like two, you know, Seun Kuti is another guy that people need to just, I feel, for me personally, I don't know how everybody sees it, is a national treasure. Aside his dad, and even Femi Kuti and Made
Kuti as well.
That family, they should
be in the museum.
Absolutely. And but with what they're doing, what the father doing, what the father had done for years is exponential. Now, do you know the kind people like what's this man's Carlos Santana referenced Seun Kuti in his book.
That's crazy.
But I realize that we are in a system where, you know, information just flies over our head. If it's not something that is fickle, or is not something quick or
tangible,
exactly, we're not going to pay attention to it. But the fact also remains that back to the genre is it needs to be all the way we always done it, where a talent from day one, you know, you don't have to get a record deal before. Look at someone like this guy called Lona.
My favorite.
Lona came out. I brought Lona out when he was doing a gig at a popular DJ concert then, White Party, long time ago.
Wow.
And then he reached out to me and said, you know, and sent me a short video that I remember you brought me out. I was doing a rap battle and you told me to come up. And then I was like, really? I didn't even know I did that. Now the thing is, he kept that to his heart for years. And then I remember telling the bro, you know, you said he makes music. I said, bro, just keep going. It is what it is. Like you're here. And he won the rap battle at that time. Lona right now is one of the most, his music, his growth is very organic. He has a cult followership.
That's what it is.
You know, you don't fuck with Lona. It is, you might not like him, or you might not like what he does, but it's in the music, and people who love him fucking love him. And that is something we need to start looking at. Like, oh, maybe you might not, maybe sometimes people are not big in the mainstream market. Does not mean they're not. I just feel we need to start segmenting what we have. Absolutely. Give room to people who make rock music. Give room to people who are making R&B. Give room to, and then we should have, you know, it has to be diverse. And then if we're going to box it into it, we should embody it as we've always done. Whatever name we want to name it, it's fine as long as it be the culture. But we also need to be by us, for us.
And I'm so happy you said that, by us, for us, because Lona is an artist that I've made countless no, okay, let me not exaggerate. I've made a handful of videos about Lona. Anyone that knows and follow my content know I'm one of his biggest fans, right? I'm talking about his music, really. I'm one of his. I just love the way he carries himself. And he's the one person that I think we need to really look at, like you just said. He's a treasure. Yeah. People just don't understand. And I was saying this online on Twitter the other day, yesterday or today. This man treats his music the way I think music should be treated. It treats it like an art. Yeah. He doesn't oversaturate. He's not joining you guys to do new music Friday.
I agree.
He doesn't join you guys to do new music Friday.
It's not a bad thing. We're not knocking that off.
Sorry.
But I understand what you mean.
DOTUN is not knocking it.
I'm not knocking it off.
I'm knocking it. I'm tired. I'm really that was the state of the genre.
So let me correct a few things. I feel why we need to also, as much as you know, we're trying to be, we want to be seen as we're doing this for the arts. We also have to understand that pushing music requires that you also have to go with what's obtainable sometimes. It means that, I'm not saying if you don't put your music out on Friday, if the platform works for you, because for example, right now, you have to identify with the fact that people will listen or go to where people go to where the music is place in the popular platform.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, if you're not in the conversations, it's going to take you 10 times the work. If you're not so if you want to join a Music Friday, which is fine, but I understand where you're coming from. It means that I think what we're struggling with is let it be the arts and what it is for.
Absolutely.
Over the fact that it is just the buzz. And then what I don't like is put your music however you want to put it, but let it be music that can stand the test of time.
Absolutely. And that's where Lona comes in. So, I mean, Lona had one of the best albums last year, and also he didn't release music for almost a whole year, and he released one a year ago, which is to mark 1 year anniversary of his album. And that's what it is about music, because once you don't oversaturate, then your fans want more. True. Then you become exclusive. And we know how the brain works. Exclusivity breeds demand. Because you're there going, when is this guy going to drop? Look at what happens in America. Like you see, when is someone going to drop an album? When is this? You don't hear about when is that certain artist dropping. No one cares, because we know you're going to drop on one of these Fridays anyway. Yeah. And I feel like that was the state of the genre I was even asking about more, but I just wanted to be diplomatic.
I understand what you mean. But I think for me, I'll tell you, the advice I want to give, because there's so many people you didn't know. Right? Absolutely. There's so many people you might not have known. But some people took it upon themselves to reach out, find the music, talk about it and show it to the world. What I don't respect is you're in a region, grow your own region first.
Thank you.
And that's where I have a problem where you see people who jump on what's coming from Nigeria and what's already hot in Nigeria, or whatever is hot somewhere else. The thing is, grow your own region. If I'm here, right? For example, if I'm in the UK, how many UK artists am I giving the right platform to talk about their craft that even nobody really knows about them?
Thank you very much.
The problem here is you realize there's a high level of clout chasing. People want to jump on what's hot. The truth is, for example, recently I saw Afrobeat reunion. And it's a great thing. But this guy's, I'm sure, been pushing the music from here. The fact is, you also have platforms that are here that should have given that. I'm not sure if they give them a lot of chance there.
No, they don't. I'm not even trying to big up myself.
Yeah, but the thing is, the region here is whatever music can cut anywhere in the world.
Yes,
but the fact is, we have a lot of Nigerian artists who are grown in their own region and they had not even stepped out.
Absolutely.
Right? And then, but they're big at home because people gave them a chance to grow.
And then the people over here want to jump on them to clout chase.
What they need to do is when you can get all the stars that you need is homegrown.
Yeah.
Grow your own region.
Absolutely.
Now, East Africa, they have likes of Harmonize. They have diamond platinum,
Diamond platinum,
right? When they grow them, then they can come into the. And listen, you see East Africans, they don't care. They
true.
fuck with their own music,
That's true.
and then when it's fine, when he gets out, fine.
That's fine. Yeah,
but
yeah,
they
yeah,
do.
yeah.
South Africans, it's their own.
Yes.
They grow their own, and whoever is there grow what they have,
And
and
push
then
it.
and to be honest, that's how we do back home in Nigeria too. We grow our own,
Yeah.
and then if you get out, good for you, and we keep supporting you. You know, I think here that should be the case. We don't have a lot of artists who grew up from the UK.
What you're saying is so true.
Yeah, so you need
So
to.
true.
We have a lot of Nigerian acts here who are here in the UK. Whatever platform, whoever is the gatekeepers here, need to put more effort and energy in growing your art.
I absolutely agree because again, I'm a massive. To those that know, you know already. I'm a massive fan of UK Afrobeats. Again, I was here at the inception. I'm only saying this not to be like arrogant or to boost my ego. I don't need to do that. The truth is, I'm just one of the luckiest people on earth. I keep saying that when it comes to music. I've been in every, like literally the start of everything somehow. UK Afrobeats, I've said it, is what the Nigerian sound is right now.
Yeah.
But people don't understand. It's what it is right now. So when Mr. Easy came with his kind of bounce, that's from the producer, which is Jules. Jules lives in London. Jules is he's British Ghanaian, right? His sound is the UK sound mixed with what Mr. Easy got from Ghana.
Yeah.
It's put it together and it's created that pom-pom sound that took over Afrobeats for like, I don't know, for 5 or 6 years. And that then what's it called? Then that then it grew into what we then have now as the Ortez sound. It's just a lot of things, but because people over here are not concentrating on telling the stories. I am telling, but I'm obviously I don't have the biggest platform, so of course. But the people with the biggest or bigger platform, I would say, are busy spending time talking to people 7 hours away. Spending time.
If you come back to the Ortez sound, the alternative sound, it grew from Nigeria.
Of course, it grew from Nigeria. But that's what I'm saying. The sound and with the UK sound
Absolutely.
mixed together, it just makes it beautiful. And that's my point. Yeah. The people in Nigeria are really smart. What they do is they've got their ears to the ground. Oh, I like that sound. It's not grown just yet. Okay, so what we do is I have my sound. I like that sound. I'll bring two together and make it work.
Yeah, make it work, yeah.
And over here, they've been doing that for years. But suddenly, no one bothered. So now that my brothers put up a show, Diaspora Sounds, and now I'm seeing people pull clips. Oh, the UK. I'm like, hold on a minute. When I do music reaction, I'm pretty much the only reactor doing UK Afrobeats. I'm pushing UK, I've got them on my platform.
Can I throw this to you? Sometimes does it make you feel like it's just like you against the world?
Yeah.
Do they make you feel like you're crazy?
Yeah. I really can't believe it. So the other time I had my brother Ade Josh, I've had my brother Mologo, I've had my brother Keys the Prince. These are the UK Afrobeat scene. All of these guys.
Mologo, I don't know what he is, but Mologo made records that, I heard the guy. I'm like, this is
he
genuine sound. And then, he came, Mologo would tell you, I don't know what he is.
He's unreal.
But I feel like it's the same as respect to Lexo Ajibota.
Yes.
He was here.
Yes.
He found something. And guess what? He came to Nigeria. Mm-hmm. He kicked it in and he worked.
Exactly.
Now the thing is,
mix.
it just seems to me like all these people might have gone farther because the same strength. Now here, I believe that whatever you need, there's peace of mind first of all.
Access.
You get what I'm saying? Maybe there's a thing about Nigeria and the soil.
Yeah.
But Nigerians just naturally like to, test the waters and see, who's this person? As long as it sounds good, the beat hits.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we even hear music, we love it without even knowing who the person is. And then we latch on who the name is. The only thing that kills the Nigerian music is structure. Because the fact is, some people would have made much. See, there's some guy, if Nigerian, the way our music have grown, There are some guys that will not have to work for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
I can give you tons of niggas, likes of Fields.
Oh.
Do you know how many records Fields has made? He will never have to even eat for the rest of his life. Young John. There are tons of them.
SARS,
Brimo.
Yeah,
These
Brimo,
guys will not have to stand in front of anybody
Exactly.
to eat for the rest of their life. I mean, Adele makes a record after 5 years. Bruno Mars does not even make it in 5 years. And you know, the thing is, there's structure, right? The fact remains that I am just for me. What makes more sense to me is if you all come together, put that energy and say, you know, I want to grow what's in here.
Facts.
And then, see, because let's be honest, look at Malik Berry. You know, he was here, right? But the music popped back home.
Yeah. And it popped here a little bit.
You know, then, but sometimes he almost like he pops at home.
Oh yeah, for them here to like it.
Here.
Oh no, yeah. Here it's just bunch of cloud chasers that just want to go, oh, Mavo is popping, or let me speak to Mavo. Rather than, I'll give you an example. There was a time I was talking about.
Ahead, there's a boy they call Jobba.
Oh yes, is it? Yeah, it is Jobba.
Jobba, I think Joba.
Yeah, it is Jobba. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I heard his record. He's here as an Afrobeat artist, and then I heard his record through some friends of mine who were, and I heard him like, but that song is hot, you know. And then I danced to it. I played it on the radio. I think if that fire was given from where he's coming from, his region, it would carry the fire that he needs. And I think that's it. Even Mologo, I'll tell you, Mologo, I don't think got the right support. One in the UK. Until when he came, or maybe he did.
Oh no, here Mologo here for us in the UK, he's one of the GOATs, especially when it comes to hooks. Bro knows this. I tell him all the time. We talk, like his show is on the 31st, and I even got some tickets. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go through as well. But that's like someone I really love his music. I love his tenacity. I love how he looks after his art. That's what I like about him. The thing is here, he decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna really go into Afrobeats. There's a lot of songs that Mologo's got. It's synced in movies, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He's got hooks. He's written songs for a lot of big people in the UK that he's told me that I don't say anything because obviously, fair enough. But not to mention names, but he's written and we know that that's your song.
He was I think he did a feature with this guy's this UK band.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so Mologo too has got a lot of evergreen music. So the thing is, I feel like everybody was claiming and say, "Oh, I put it there," but the thing is, let the story be told.
Facts.
Shout out to DJ Abbas.
Yeah.
I don't need to have met him.
Yes.
But his work, his stories resonate.
Of course.
You know, because likes of Ayoshonaya. If everybody was on that same vein. And now, not just giving it to people who are already hot already, is everybody, even if you're hot, you're not, however it is, but you can open that platform.
Absolutely.
To real homegrown stars that maybe, for example, their song is on a platform here that we access back at home, and then we're looking at who's this guy?
Absolutely.
Do you understand? Not until when they come to Nigeria. And then when he pops, and then you not pick it here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know?
Because interesting, I love the fact you've said that. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because that's been the mindset of my average people, my Nigerians. They love latching onto something that is hot or something about to get hot because they just want to be in the know. I'm a cloud chaser. Look at me. I remember one time I was online and I saw, and I'll keep saying this story every time, Ayomaf.
Okay.
He had 3,000 followers or something like that. I was just online looking for music. I had 5 seconds of a song. It wasn't even like, the video wasn't a video, it was just a visualizer.
Yeah.
And I've seen 5 seconds. I was like, okay, you know what? I've got the Shazam. I couldn't find it. So I was like, okay. I went back to the video on Instagram. I was like, okay, what I'll do is, I couldn't see the name of the song on the thing because I think he just put it up because he was maybe not too sure. So I thought to myself, okay, what I'll do is, if I find his name, if I could just see his name, and I saw, oh, Ayomaf. I was like, okay, cool. I went on YouTube, Ayomaf. I was now putting in keywords of what he was wearing, Ayomaf on the street, or just something. Then I saw the video. I was like, oh, that's the video because I could see him in a white vest. I clicked on it. Before the song even went past the 5 seconds I saw on Instagram, I went straight to my studio, did my thing, reacted to the song. collaborated with him, the story, and two years or how many years later became the star. So, and after then, everywhere I went to for a podcast episode, they were like, "Oh, tell us your top artist or upcoming artist or whatever they say." And I said, Ayomaf. And people were looking at me, huh? What the heck is that? I'm over here, by the way. I don't know nothing.
But you see, the way you described all of this, that was the beauty of it. Because that's how it should be. Now, for example, I mean, shout out to people like Not Just Okay.
Yeah.
Because they were like one of the first online platforms.
Music, yeah.
Like likes of Niger Loaded and all the rest. Who,
too exclusive.
Yeah, too exclusive and all that. But and Not Just Okay kind of stood out because they break music. I remember the first time I met, so the first time I picked up a Johnny Drill song was on a link on Twitter. And then I said, who's this guy? So I used to do a lot of things then. I just pick music randomly, I hear them and just say, you know what? Who's this person?
That's dope.
And people were like, people just say, this guy, that sounds like that. But you know, one that stood out was Johnny Drill because I just found a guy and they're like, who's this guy? And they're like, there's one guy. Because there are a lot of people just send music.
Yeah.
And shout out to Not Just Okay. At the time, they don't take music just because you're popular.
No.
They take music because, okay, you know what? Even if the songs are not even great, they just load it there.
And they just put that Not Just Okay.com.
Yeah, and then you have a chance to now make up your mind and say,
absolutely.
Because if we do more of that, it will open more doors for other people.
Absolutely.
And people can say that attributed to radio stations, TV stations, and even platforms like that gave people the chance. And because you can see music just floods the place at a certain time.
Absolutely.
What you guys should call New Music Friday then, they just put out music for New Music Friday for anybody. You don't have to be popular, or maybe someone is dropping a big album and then people run there, they pick those things. And I remember Johnny Drills, I just said, who's this guy? Who is this guy? They said it's Johnny. They said, he sounds like Our City.
Yeah.
I said,
proper country singer.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, Our City. I said, oh yeah. Someone like, oh yeah, I've stumbled on a song. But sometimes I not realize that even Nigerians sometimes, they expect pundits or maybe a public figure or a platform that's big to speak about somebody. And somebody that's what it is. They heard this song, but they just feel maybe it's not a song. No, but this is different.
Yeah.
Now, at the time, that was not what the kind of sound we were really fucking with at the time.
Absolutely.
But but if we could play Our City on radio, why can't we play
I grew up listening to country music. As soon as I heard Johnny Drill, I went, this guy will resonate with some older folks in Nigeria.
And then I just said, somebody found the guy who happened to be his manager for years. His name is Matthew. And he can testify to the story. He reached out to me and said, that he was in a radio station in Ondo State then. It was a student radio station where they played student music. And he was a guy, he broke the music. And at the time, Johnny was still in Benin City playing for his dad in church. And so he reached out to him, and then we could cross from Benin, went to Ondo. Maybe, they're not really far from each other. And I think now he was the first I interviewed him. And I said, you know what, find me this guy. The first interview, he didn't come. So the guy was so surprised at how you said, yeah, because at the time, when you're on Superstar Wednesday with me, listen, if I break music once I break music, just know it is. It was fire. It was me, likes of me, twos. When we break music, it wasn't even a competition at the time. When we break, when we break music, just know that who is this?
Yeah.
So I said, I don't know this guy, but I like the music, and I'm going to get him on the radio. Then he didn't believe it and said, no, that can't be. He said, I spoke to him. Come. And he was like, no. I can't believe that guy will call me and say, I'll be on a radio show. I said, listen, I heard about him. Just come. I know that. He said, no, but he didn't come. Imagine. You know what I did?
Would you even blame him? He knows how Nigerians are.
I said, okay, you know what? Facts, this guy probably never believed this, but this is what I'm going to do. Because that's why I said I liked Howard Stern. My type of radio was unconventional. I don't like it. I'm real and raw and unfiltered sometimes. Yeah. So I just said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call him on live radio. Give me his phone number. So they gave me his phone number. I dialed the number on live radio. First of all, I already told people I was coming for the radio interview. So I was already talking about it on Twitter then. And then I was shouting about it on Facebook. And then people were like, oh, he's coming. I didn't even know what he looks like. So I don't even know what the guy looks like. But you know what happened? The guy got on the, and then I said, you got to be on the. So I told him out to you. He said that you're trying to call him, but he didn't.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, he's not coming. I said, oh, you're not coming on the biggest radio show. Now you've offended me.
That's true.
So let me tell you what I said. I said, if the witches in your village do not want you to blow, I will never forget that. It was me and Tammy. Tammy's Adekunle's sister.
Right.
Because that's another person who had done a lot for the culture. Because she also introduced me to the alter markets. The likes of Budge, Fresh Ale, TZ Now, they were DRB at the time. Yeah. You know, she introduced me because she's friends with them. Of course. I'm like, okay, so DOTUN, hear this. That's okay. This is they just cooked it. And shout out to Show Them Camp.
Yeah, sure. As this,
you gotta respect them because they open their doors and let those people fly freely.
I know.
And and they were like, you know what? We're coming to a space, but we gotta change it. And then our motto then was, we don't care whether you have a name or you're popular or not. As long as your song is good, we're gonna push it. And that's what we did for years. Johnny Drill eventually didn't come. We called him on the radio, and then guess what we did? He didn't come. So I went back on the radio, Timmy and I said, there's an interview. Oh, people don't miss interviews like this. But he did. And said, this is going to be the last he's going to miss. And you know what I was going to do? We called him on the radio. We opened the radio. We called him and I said, where are you? He said, oh, you know. And he said, when I saw, my name is DOTUN. I told him, I said, deal to the T-UN, Timmy. He said, oh, boss. I was like, no. I said, oh, they told you, Matthew told you was supposed to be on the radio. He said, yeah, I couldn't come because I wasn't sure. I didn't think it was real and everything. And I told him, bro, you're not ready. So, at the time when you call out someone on the radio, it was crazy. They blasted, Nigeria. They finished the guy.
Damn.
So after I did it, I called him up and I was like, this is wrong. I called him on live radio. I said, bro, if you really want to get the next step of your life, you know what to do. I said, don't ever do this again.
True.
I called him on the phone. I opened the phone line for everybody. Started to call. He said, hey, stupid boy, why did he call? So he didn't know how big
it was. Oh, yeah.
And before you knew it, I told him, bro, book your ticket the next week. You must be on the radio show or not. And he showed up.
See that?
And since that point, he never went back.
Yeah, absolutely.
My last day on the radio, he came and he is there. He flies with people's hand and he actually just reckoned with that thing and said, you have no idea what you did for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was like, just that timid guy in my space, just doing my thing. I just didn't want to think. I wanted just to make the music in my room. And Johnny now, people are saying Johnny is like that. What he is now,
absolutely.
He's always been like that. Absolutely. He guards his art like, what it is. And you can tell his music is
clean. It's
crisp and clean.
Yeah, it's just for posterity's sake. I mean, that's longevity. When you make songs like that, I remember it's like when I hosted Brimo in 2002, 2022. I want to say 2022, so 2022, right? And it was just interesting as the host, and I'm obviously, you're trying to like get the crowd going, and you're trying on that day, and then start to realize, you know what? Look at the caliber of people turning up for Brimo. No disrespect to obviously anyone, but it's just like these are working people.
So because Brimo is take the personality out, how you choose to see him, but people respect and love his music.
Brimo is a genius. I don't think he even understands how much of a genius he is. I don't think he understands.
So people
he is unbelievable.
Take everything else out. They see the music.
Yeah.
And he has. So that, like I said, people that have cult followership, regardless of however you choose to see it, I would tell you Johnny Drill, Lona.
Yep, of course.
Adekunle Gold. Adekunle Gold is, I think, in the Nigerian music history, he'll be my top 5 or one of the guys that had the best transition as a musician.
Thank you, sir. Finally, someone say
he's very timely. He understands when to move.
Crazy.
And understand, you know what, this is not working anymore. I've done this for this, and I'm happy doing this.
I have beef with that guy.
Then he's moving on to the next thing.
He moved on too quickly from that AG baby. Bro,
no, he's still AG baby, bro. He's not
Ejala. Oh, bro. AG baby was elite.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, Adekunle intentionally will take you where he wants to take you to. And then he understands his fans and he delivers on what they want.
Yeah, that's true.
Perfect on that.
That's true.
Another guy who has a cult followership, Olamide.
Oh yeah.
Olamide is, people like Olamide beyond the music, the persona, and what he embodies. And he has given every street boy that belief that, you know what, you can still be fly, be swagged out,
And still be private.
Yeah. So people like that. Brimo,
I think Wizkid has got a cult following.
then Wizkid as well. Wizkid,
cult following
as a matter of fact, the whole of them, Wizkid, Burner, and David.
Oh yeah, they do have.
They have. Listen, people fight and kill themselves.
So
with them, you know? And listen, you cannot. Another guy is Rema.
Oh yeah.
You know, so
I just realized that last year.
So these are people that the people love them. A way, some
beyond
of them beyond the music. They built a persona for themselves that people can relate to.
They're now brands.
Absolutely.
Brands.
These people have a cult. And see, another set of guys that people may not really talk about is to show them cap.
Oh yeah, SDC do have.
SDC.
They have a certain type of group of people.
They don't.
They're not loud, but
you guys might not be more than 100 or 1,000.
They're serious.
And they service them. You know, that is, they have a cult.
I like how they treat music. I love how SDC treat music. They treat music like Coca-Cola.
Absolutely.
I don't even drink it.
No,
but from the
I'm
taste.
going to phrase that. They treat music like Pepsi. I'm a
That's
Pepsi
a good
boy.
one. That's a good one. I see what I did
Pepsi
there.
boy, don't do
I
that.
see what I did there. That's a nice one. It's true. They treat music like Pepsi. They treat music like Pepsi. It's the same formula, but it hits every time. It's like
so let me
on
rephrase
point.
that. They treat music like, you know, you never see them coming. You never see them coming, but they're ready to say, I will compete with you.
Facts.
I will be in the conversation. And I would, for me, as much as you want to take this the longest, you know, when I show up,
I'm going to deliver. I'm going to deliver.
And that's how Pepsi
That's
is.
facts. I love it. That's true. That's true. To round up in general now, because thank you for your time. Honestly, you could have done way better things than just chatting to me. But I'm happy that you've given me the opportunity to like have a conversation with you. Just to round up now. So we're finally here. Of course, people have got different names for the genre. Some people believe in what it is. Some people believe in what it's not.
Yeah.
In its entirety, well, how do you see us moving from this era? Because I feel like we're at the peak. Do you think there's gonna be like a it's like a stock exchange, you know? I don't want to say, because I don't want it to come across like I'm being negative, but at the same time, I'm trying to be realistic. Because right now we're up there, and just like it happens to a lot of genres, happen to dancehall, reggae is always going to be there. But also at one point, I remember growing up, all I heard was reggae from my dad and my uncles. It was right there. And now it's just like somewhere there. Do you think that's going to happen to this Afrobeat?
So the thing is, I think for me, over time, in the frame of what we're talking about, I think it seems like Afrobeat is the one that is the genre that I refuse, or people feel like it is most talked about. But no. We also have to realize reggae was in it at some time. Dancehall, the Daddy Yankees, most American stars did dancehall records, Beanie Man. But guess what? I think the only thing is we are the most emotional because we feel like, oh, the world will end. No, everybody passed that time.
Facts.
Right? But it still did not kill the genre back at home.
You did it.
Yeah. What it did is, as much as the only thing that happens, you broke into a market that people it's a market that is not that easy to break into because it's not the genre they're really latching onto. It's not exactly their type of genre.
Absolutely.
You can't knock off hip hop in America.
Oh yeah.
It's going to stay because that's their own.
That's the thing.
Jazz is their own. So blues. I think we're just over time. We've been the most emotional because, to be honest, we never really saw this get into here. But I think it has stood the test of time.
Yeah.
And I feel like whatever happens to it in the outer world, which is not a determinant, which is, I feel they said is the market that determines, the money. But the fact is, It just simply means that after it's all done, we go back home and build something else or continue building what we have.
Which I'm happy that
you
we
can
already
never
having
see a reggae artist say, I'm not a reggae artist.
Oh, yeah.
You're never going to see a dancehall artist and say, I don't do dancehall.
That's
right?
facts.
The thing is, we have grown this.
Yeah.
Whatever genre you choose to do or you choose to grow, that's fact. It's how you've done it and how you've done. You are free to do music. And that's why I said, for all this confusion not to happen in the first place, we could have just called it Nigerian music. So
you're hearing something I've told you guys for years.
So let's leave that.
Music.
It's nice because now I can place myself, because now most of the companies of Afrobeats that you call it, or Afrobeats, most people are not even doing it. You see somebody that is doing contemporary rock music or doing jazz and just say, oh, because he's a Nigerian,
yeah, he says
they put him in the category of
Afrobeats.
So, the confusion has really...
That's really messed up.
Caused so many things. And some people some people are really milking from this.
Oh, yeah.
And to be honest, it's a culture, and however people have chosen to embody it is nice. But I realize, I say in the UK, it's necessary for the platform to be open to the homegrown stuff.
Absolutely.
Well.
I agree.
And then, whatever firepower, because the truth is, if you have a platform that everybody sees, well, give it to the homegrowns too.
Absolutely.
And then they can have the same, because the truth is, that's when I feel, for me, anybody can enter my respect.
Absolutely.
Let the conversations be that, I did this. You could say that, and people could tell a lot of stories and everybody choose to, but I realized that everybody have told the Afrobeat story from their own perspective.
Yeah.
And that could be me too. But like I said, I am not going to take the credit for what I've done. There's so many people who have done and given light and fire who people never even talk about or bring into the conversation, because they were the ones, like in the UK, for example, you cannot knock off the people like JJC.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You cannot
JJC
knock off,
skills, come on.
because JJC in his own was one of the guys. He was a member of the Big Brother.
Yes.
They did the soundtrack of Scooby-Doo at the time.
Yes.
Now, are you going to throw all of that away? Now, because we're moving fast, does not mean those things don't exist. Yeah. So the thing is, and he was one of the guys that just opened that window.
That made it possible because I remember the first time I saw Olamide and JJC, the remix of, what's the name of this song? As a matter
of fact, it was JJC and the 419 Squad.
Yes. When I saw Olamide, I lost it. I was like, what? I was like,
and those guys embodied the Nigerian dream. You can't knock that off. But the thing is, who is telling those stories?
Yeah.
Now, and that's why I said, likes of Ayo Shona, DJ Abbas, Wise Tola. I have a lot of respect for people because Wise Tola will reach out to you and share music with you, or people that you don't even know. Listen, we got to start giving respect to people that are deserving.
Yeah.
For example,
absolutely.
How Wed MC is in this.
I've been looking for.
Listen, Wed MC is here, right? But the thing is, the platforms now, like your podcast, you be talking to people like that too.
That's what I've been looking for this time. I reached out to Adi Kabasa. Adi Kabasa generally, I'll be honest, shout out to Adi Kabasa, man. He follows my content. He really likes what I do. He even said whenever he comes to the UK, I should reach out to him. The day I found, I didn't even know Olamide follows me, by the way. So Olamide follows my stuff. He knows. Yeah. So when the day he wrote to me, I was like, wow, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? I was like, so I'm like, yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I'm having this conversation with you.
And that's why you need to stay on the path where, listen, this is organic. Yeah. I don't do a lot of podcasts.
I know.
We have to be on the same. I don't do interviews where you're talking and asking questions and you're answering it. Let's have a conversation, right? And that's the difference with this. I feel like as much as you champion what you think you champion, let's be real. Absolutely. Let's have real conversations, and let's not at the end of the day, as much as we're trying to entertain people, let it come with the knowledge and less bias. Absolutely. You see, the microphone whether you're a podcaster or you are a whatever radio broad TV guy, as long as you're doing it, nothing that is sensational, right? You're doing it for consumption, and it has to be something built out of knowledge or out of, creativity to a certain level, however way you want to choose to see it. Let's push things that serves the purpose of what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not because you want to get on the good side of everybody, or you want to get on the bad side of everyone, but let it serve. There's more to it. If we're speaking about, the knowledge of that genre and what it serves, let it serve the purpose of what it is for.
Absolutely.
And we need to start giving it less, room for mediocrity, and we need to start giving it room for a lot less mediocrity, and let's try as much as possible to build this beyond. It's a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's a lot more like a fast food kind of.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I say in Yoruba, it's one day atije. Exactly. I understand how that can feel, but it's way beyond that.
Yeah, sure.
We always want to make bread from our craft and but we also have to start seeing things and speaking, and talking about the whatever this embodies as it should, because there's a lot more than how we sometimes if you see it. So
no, I genuinely appreciate the fact that you're really honest, you're really open with this conversation, and I'm so happy. Normally, you don't speak to people that you share similar thoughts. I rarely speak to people, but I'm just like, I never thought to myself you would share the same sentiments as me, because inside it's like. And I know a lot of people are like, but you don't want to go here, don't want to go there. It's not because I don't want to. Everything seems routinized. It's all a routine.
Yeah.
And then it gets boring. And what then happens when it gets boring? The thing dies off. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And people are scared to jump the broom sometimes.
Absolutely.
And listen, and that's why I tell you, whatever you're building, let it be organic. Because that way you found your place, you found your right to do what you're doing, and it might seem routinized, like they said, but you have to also put it into consideration that there's a lot more than what you're trying to. You have to also carry people along. Now, the point of view that I was trying to make is the microphone or whatever platform you're on. It's not about you.
It's not, never.
It's about the people. It's about they are the ones that control. No, they can't control what you present to them, but they are the reason why we're doing it.
Absolutely.
And if we always put the people first, and then we don't have to agree with everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
But it means that whatever you're doing is not about you.
Yes.
It's about
the craft
no agenda itself.
Yeah.
It's about the genuine the engineering of the craft and what it entails, and that's it for me.
Absolutely, and it has to be genuine. Obviously, now finally, I'm rounding up, guys. Don't worry. Before we go, I just wanted to ask you, in no particular order, who are your top 5 artists you like listening to? So,
top of mind, I'll tell you. I love to listen to right now.
Yeah.
I love to listen to Adekunle Gold. That one is top on. I love to listen to Adekunle Gold. I love a guy they call, is it Sam Oppo?
Okay.
You got to check it. Sam. It's Ghanaian.
Oh,
right? I just
grew
on his music recently, and there's also my top 5 right now that I listen to. Definitely, this is something that it's music that I've always loved over and over again. I think it never goes up. I think right now I'm so big on Ice Prince.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Everybody
so that's
loves,
3.
Everybody loves Ice Prince. I think I listen to the album a lot. So I'm very big on some body of work and albums. I mean, whether it's new or old.
It doesn't matter. Music
and
is
either
music.
ways, however we want to see it. I listen
2 more.
Two more right now that I listen to. to be honest, you can never go wrong with Ruga.
Oh, what a guy.
I'm also big on that Ruga and the Buju's collaboration.
Yes.
Because I collect art, right? And I'm very big on the story behind the work.
That's true.
It's not even about what is done. It is the story that connects that.
Absolutely.
For me,
amazing.
I love it. So I think the story around why they built that, especially the way there was a rivalry and they came together and worked together.
So amazing.
For me, it is good. And right now, I'm very big on this guy they call the urban. They call them the urban choir. I mean the urban court choir. You know what they do? They make records of different people, but they made it into their way.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, there's a song I heard.
That's dope.
I listened to called "I Am a Mess."
Oh, maybe is that a mess on my list? I'm a mess.
Is it urban court?
I need to check them out.
Choir, urban court choir.
Okay, that's a 5 song. Yeah. Oh, good. I like it. It's so.
Shout out! I wanted to add one to it. 6. There's a new kid signed by Ashake's former manager called Stephen Nato.
Oh, my boy, Next T.
Yeah. So,
hey, Shole Forigbe. I said, what? I love Next T.
So please, guys, look out for him.
Hey, people say, is he paying me? The way I was hooking that song. No. Can I just say this here? Yeah. Interestingly, right? 1st January 2025, I started, that's when I said I'm going to start like live streaming new artists and new music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to start something like that. And I started it. And the first artist, one of the first artists that obviously that got sent to me was Next T. And this was like a song he featured someone. I played everyone's song. Nothing more. As soon as I played Next T, I knew it. I told his boy. I said it. I said, listen, this guy is dope.
Look out for him.
This guy is dope.
People are really, they're still growing on it, but
Next T is dope. I love his energy.
And he's been there for a while. But like I said, it almost starts from where you clock it. So I think he's here now.
Yes.
And I think he might clock it.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy for. Yeah. I'm just happy because again, it's one of those collector's item. I said it wasn't, and I said to the guys like, yeah, this guy is the guy, and I'm happy this happening. You know what I mean? So thank you so much,
Anytime,
man.
G.
I appreciate it, my bro. Right. Listen, guys, this for me, this is one of my Christmas presents. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just having good conversation with someone I really respect. And that's what life is about, you know what I mean? He got a lot of things off his chest, and even some things he had to like, you had to be diplomatic. Very intelligent person, emotionally intelligent, which is one thing we all need to have.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence, you know what I mean? But thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Love.
Guys,
Take
peace,
it easy.
love, man.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
Yeah.